Hey guys, welcome to another Lunchtime review. Today I'm going to try this Tillamook. This one is the cheddar and hatch chili mac and cheese. It says it's jumbo macaroni and a creamy sauce of aged sharp white cheddar and jack cheeses topped with more cheese, hatched green chilies, and crispy cornbread crumbles. Cornbread crumbles, that could be good. We bought this at Meijer. It was $10.99, but it's not a single person meal. It is a 22 ounce, 1.38 pounds, or 624 gram meal. So it's really more of a side dish, but you can definitely have it for lunch if you want to. You just probably wouldn't want to eat the whole thing. I'm just gonna go ahead and take it out of the box so I can flip this over. Okay, so there are 2.5 servings in the container. One serving is 1 cup, 227 grams is 410 calories. If you eat the whole container though, it's only 1,130 calories. So that's basically half a pizza right there. So there's your info for you about all that good stuff. You can do this in the oven if you want. Of course, we're not gonna do the oven, but you can do it in the oven if you want. We're gonna do it in the microwave. We're gonna lift the film corner to vent. We're gonna microwave it for 8 to 10 minutes, remove from microwave and let it set for 2 to 3 minutes. So no stirring or anything like that. You just literally microwave it and let it go. So 8 to 10, I'll probably do 9 minutes and be done with that. I hope it looks that good because that looks really, really good. There it is. You can see the cornbread crumbles. It looks like little croutons on top. So it says to vent a corner. Let's see. Let's pick a good corner. Let's pick this corner. All right, that's vented. I guess you could have poked holes in it too, but whatever. I'm gonna get it in the microwave for 9 minutes and I'll be back. All right, so here it is out of the microwave. I don't want to stir it too much because I don't want to knock those cornbread pieces down and below. It looks like there's a lot of cheese right here and not a lot of cheese over here. So I may need to mix it up. There's also a lot of hatch chilies over there. So let me just throw some of this over there. Yeah, there's a lot of cheese in the middle section, but there's not a lot on the edges. So I guess I'll just have to stir it up a little bit. I'll leave some of the cornbread on the top just to make sure I get some that was right on top, like this little area, but I don't know that it'll make a difference anyway. So I'm going to let this cool off for just a minute and get over the table and we'll give it a try. All right, didn't give it tons of time to cool off, just a minute. So I've got pasta, I've got some of the cornbread there, I've got the hatch chilies, I think I've got everything, the cheese of course. So here we go. I like the chili flavor, by the way. I was worried about it a little bit. It was going to be too strong, but it's not. It's almost like a pickled pepper flavor, but it's not quite vinegary. It's just kind of, I don't know, it kind of has that peppercorn kind of flavor. I like the texture of the pasta. It's really, really nice. It's cooked perfectly. The cheese is really good and creamy. The problem is going to be the thing I thought was going to be a problem. It's not really a problem, but it's, you notice it. As these little cornbread pieces, there's no crunch to them at all anymore. They actually turned a little chewy. You don't even get the nice, like the gritty cornmeal texture you would normally get with like cornbread, like cornmeal. You don't even get that texture. It's not gritty at all. It's just like, kind of like chewy bread, which is kind of weird, but you know, it is what it is. Trying to get a piece that doesn't have any chilies in it, which I did. That's a really nice, the cheese flavor is really nice in there too. The cornbread literally is nothing. Yeah, that was a big piece. And it's kind of chewy, kind of like a bread, the heel part, you know, like the heel is kind of a tougher, chewier part of the bread. That's kind of the texture of that cornbread. The good thing about it is the cornbread doesn't detract from everything else. It just has these little kind of weird chewy textures in there. You're never going to get crunchy. If you put it in the oven and if it's right on top, it may be okay. Do you uncover it completely for the oven? Yeah, you remove the film completely. So if you're removing the film completely and you're getting that even heat right on the top of it in the oven, it might keep them crispy and might crisp them up a bit. But in the microwave, it's never going to do that. Just know that. So if you want to try to get them crispy, put them in the oven. That's all I can recommend. So I do like the texture of everything, ignoring the cornbread. I like the texture of the pasta. The peppers are not like crunchy or raw or anything like that. The cheese is really, really nice and creamy. So I like the textures a lot. The cornbread has something to be desired, but you know, I haven't had any microwave meals that had macaroni and cheese that they had topping that was supposed to be crispy. I've never had it crispy. So I just don't think they've mastered that one yet. They need to work on it some more. I don't think cornbread's a good try, but it's no better than a bread topping, honestly. It's just not. Toasted bread topping, it gets wet, it gets mushy almost. This at least is a more chewy than soggy, but none of it works. But I do like the texture of everything else. Flavor-wise, when you get one of the chilies, like right there, I've got one of the chilies, I can taste it. Has that nice green chili flavor. But if you don't get a chili, or if you get a very tiny piece of one, you really don't taste it much. So like if I get a bite that doesn't have one of the noodles, that has just a very small chili in it and eat it, you really don't taste it at all. Yeah, like that have a small piece in it and you just don't taste it. So they could have, and it's not hot at all. So if you're worried about it being hatch chili or being spicy or burn your throat or anything like that, it would have to have a lot more of the hatch chilies in here to be spicy. I think if there was enough of them, yes, it probably would be spicy. If I were to go in there and get a bunch of those by themselves and eat them, it may be a little spicy. Even then, I don't think it would really hot. But it might be that way, but they're so spread out and so sparing that you don't have to worry about heat at all. It just has that nice green pepper flavor is what it's adding. And even then, it's kind of light. So overall, it's pretty good. I like the cheese flavors. I like the noodles. They're cooked perfectly, like I said. The cornbread pieces might add a little bit of flavor, but if it does, it's minor. Slightly less than the chilies, honestly. So it's a good meal. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. It's not a great meal, but it's a good meal. They needed to bump the chilies up a lot more, and they could have just left the cornbread off completely because it's not doing anything for it. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Again, this is probably not a meal you're gonna eat by yourself at work, you know, take it in for lunch. You would have to probably bake it in the oven the night before and then cut it in half and put it in a bowl and microwave it the next day to warm it up. Or if you're sharing an office with somebody, you want to split it in the middle, you could do that as well. It would make a really good, nice side dish for any kind of meal, really, pork chops or steak or whatever you want macaroni and cheese for. And if you like that little bit of hatch chili flavor, I think it would go good with that. So 4 out of 5 for me. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.